Good morning. Happy Friday. I'm the Moon Mama. How y'all doing today? We made it. We made it through Venus retrograde. We still have the shadow that is going to take us through the end of July. But Venus has been retrograding in Gemini for about 6 weeks. And today Venus is at the 5th degree of Gemini. It's stationed. It's not moving anymore. And it's going to be turning direct. And it is turned direct, but it's going to start moving in the forward movement direction. And Venus is the planet that governs the way we relate, to money, the way we relate to ourselves. Venus governs Taurus, which is about art and restoration and food and senses, how we feel into our environment, how you can feel something, you can feel somebody, you can feel a situation, it feels right, it doesn't feel right. All that's Venus. It's the sensory energy. And then Venus in Libra, which it also governs, is about justice. And look at what we've been watching in our country, this movement towards justice for people of color, for Black people, for women, justice for our ancestors. This is all Venus. Venus in Gemini is also an opportunity to tell yourself the truth about what you really need. Because Gemini is about communication and your perceptions. And it's important for us to understand that our perceptions are an internal thing. It's like your spidey senses, right? Go look at superhero movies and go see what these superheroes are doing and understand that all of these stories are created out of who we are as human beings. We just haven't developed those energies. We don't pay attention to it. And so we don't have access to it because we're not thinking about it in that way. But your intuition, your ability to perceive the future, to feel what's there that you can't see, all of that is Venetian. It's sensory. It's pre-verbal. It's just about how you feel, and how you feel creates your reality. So what you perceive is coming. And so Venus and Gemini ask you to feel into what is true and tell the story accurately. One of the things that I've been talking about as a Black person here in this country is that here we are begging and asking for acceptance when that's actually out of order. It's not accurate. We created this country. We built this system with our hands, with our blood, with our bones. And if we can perceive that truth, right, those stories are not being told to us, because if we saw plainly, clearly, every day, if we were seeing the celebration of Black people and what they've done in this country, we wouldn't dare fight for equality, because we would know that we are not equal, that we have done something far superior than anyone else, any other group of people have ever done. So we wouldn't ask for equality. We would stand in our true power. And so Venus in Gemini says, tell the right story. Tell the truth, right? Tell the truth. Gemini is about communicating. Venus is restoration, right? Tell the story that is going to restore you to your true power, your true essence, your true energy. Don't compromise any longer. Don't play small any longer. Come into the real power of who you truly are. And if you're a Black person in America, a descendant of captives, you have to consider that our ancestors, who we are the rebirth of our ancestors, endured the Middle Passage and survived it. That is supernatural. That is not common. That is supernatural. So come into your supernatural understanding of who you are. Tell the truth. Realize your energy. Be the rejuvenative force in your own life by knowing the truth, by speaking it. I am a goddess. I come from people who built this nation, who come from, the motherland. That energy, that essence, that melanin is in my fibers, in my beingness. I am one with God. I am the second coming of Christ. Not just me, all of us, all of us. When you understand who we are, you won't ask for permission. You don't have to. Because no one can grant it to you except yourself. You have to claim it inside of yourself. And so the moon today is in Virgo, and Virgo is the partner of Gemini, governed by Mercury, but Virgo is also connected to Chiron, the wounded healer. And in Virgo, we are healers. We heal ourselves. We are the medicine women. We are the feminine energy that is here to serve us into our true way of being and to serve us into who we really are. And so we have this energy that is feminine, internal, to know the truth, to know that the wound that we carry as Black people in this country, because there is a wound, but that wound makes us healers. That woundedness, as we heal ourselves, then we realize the power of how the medicine that we offer ourselves is also the medicine for everyone else that we come in contact with. We are the healers of the world. We really are. It's important for us to recognize that, to see it, to celebrate it, to honor it. So, we are having a Venus day. Venus is no longer retrograde, moving forward in Gemini. What story are we telling? We no longer are obligated to be something that is that is misaligned with truth. And the story asks that we tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And the moon in Virgo is an opportunity for us to really step into our healing powers. And that story is a part of our healing powers. Rick, really understanding. When you understand where we come from, who we are, you create order, and we no longer begin to apologize. It empowers you. It makes you celebrate who you are. It gives you pride. It gives you joy. It restores justice because you don't beg any longer. We don't have to march for anything. We don't have to beg. We created this. All we have to do is know inside of ourselves, and the healing comes just by knowing. And as we live in this experience with this thing that is being called coronavirus, it's important for us to recognize that illness comes through perception. Our minds align with a frequency that is out of alignment with nature, and then we invite illness into our experience. And so when you know the truth of who you are, that you cannot catch anything from anyone except that your mind says, I want to have that experience, so I'm going to invite it in. And when you understand that, you get that you're creating your reality. You are creating your reality. This experience that is a coronavirus, that's yours if you want it, but it doesn't have to be. So really get clear about your life and who you are and what you are capable of doing, and don't agree to anything that isn't yours, that you don't want. So I encourage you all to join the Mercury retrograde course, Mercury retrograde in Cancer, because we are rewriting our heritage. We are reframing these stories to understand what's actually ours, what's actually true. And when we understand that we are telling the story that we are living, we can tell a true story, that our ancestors were heroes, that our ancestors created this entire environment, that our ancestors were supernatural beings. They really were. And when we understand that we are also that, it's a game changer. Okay, so join the Mercury retrograde course. If you want to work on the Venus energy, there's still about 3 or 4 weeks left for you to take that course as well. Venus retrograde in Gemini before the shadow is over. And so what you won't do for love, so that you can understand your relating patterns and begin to really shift them. Okay, I'm the Moon Mama. Have a really fabulous day today. And yeah, just be good to yourself. Peace and blessings. All is well. Bye-bye.